Ah! Sorry if I scared you guys. But it is the top 4 houses. These houses were phenomenal. Like the other ones, I enjoyed every single one of them, but these houses are the ideal houses of this year that you must go through. Um, I love the idea that there are 2 IPs and 2 original houses. That's what makes it even better. I am a huge fan of Orlando's original house ideas. They've always been my favorites. So my number 3, these houses cannot really go in a particular order. I just threw them in an order so I could have them. They would all be my number 1s, but I got to do top 8. So number 4 for me is Roanoke Cannibal Colony. Wow, creepy ass house. I really enjoyed this house. There are some scenes that got me, and I think this house got me the most out of all of them. Walking Dead got me pretty good, but this house topped it for me. Very good actors in this house. One of them got right in my face and he got me really good. Like, totally didn't see him. Most of the time, I'm like, okay, one's coming from over there. Because I go into houses to see detail and I like to enjoy the houses. But I did not see this guy at all. Great job, whoever you were, on September 20th around, I'd say 7 o'clock. And that one guy who gets in people's faces, great job. But there was a missed opportunity from a scare actor. I'm not going to describe too much because I don't want to ruin it, but oh my god, dude, you could have scared the shit out of me and my friend. You would have been the best scare ever, but you missed it. I'm not going to say it, but he's from above. And I moved your hair, literally, right in front of my face, and you didn't get me. I was so bummed out because I walked past you and I heard something behind me, so I turned around and I saw you sitting up there, and I was so bummed out that you didn't get us. So people who are sitting up front, get people more often because you're a good scare actor positioned right up there. So yeah, and one other scare actor, I totally thought he was a mannequin. He got me so well. Damn, that was impressive. There are stilt walkers in this house, so I thought that was really cool. I was so upset that I used my express on this house. It said a 20-minute wait, and I'm like, I don't want to wait 20 minutes. And needless to say, there was no wait at all. That sign back there was a complete lie. I was so bummed out that I used my express one because I'd love to go through the house again. But wow, great house. Scare-wise, I give it a 7.5. Detail, I give it a 7.5 as well. Holy crap, you must go through this house. It's in the parade building. So yeah, number 3 for me is Dollhouse of the Damned. The only house I went through twice. Probably my 3rd favorite original house concept. Creepy as hell. There are some... I got startled a couple times in this house, but there is one particular room that makes me laugh my ass off every time I went through it. 2 times I went through it. It was just... I thought it was hysterical. Some people got frightened by it, but I thought it was hysterical. But it gives a really creepy factor to it. There are man babies in this room. In this particular room, it's near the beginning. Creepy. Like, you look at their faces, like, you know, like, this is very disturbing. And then there's a man baby sitting in his high chair. Wow. He didn't scare me, but compressed air went at me, and that made me flinch at him. But that was pretty cool. And then there's an old woman speaking that has like a doll mouth on her mouth. Oh my god, she is creepy looking. She was the creepiest, but it's too bad she's not scaring people. I see what they're doing to it, because there is a scare actor near her that is hidden, but it would have been cooler if they actually made her scare people as well, because her getting up in somebody's face with that mouth on her would have just looked creepy as hell. The ballerina room got me both times I went through it. Creepy. That ballerina on the corner, I'm not going to say which corner, but that corner got me. Great job in this house. Very creepy. I can't get over the fact how creepy it was. I wouldn't say it was necessarily scary, but like this is that one room that like when you see those dolls, you're like, no, I don't want to look at you too much because you're like, you freak me out, kind of thing. So yeah, this house I'm going to give detail wise an 8, and scare wise a 7.5. Just a creepy ass house for me. So number 2 is Halloween. Wow, what a awesome house. Honestly, I want the creative team to do houses like this every year now. Not a Halloween, but a very classic house. Last year they did American Werewolf in London. This year they did Halloween. Friday the 13th. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you guys are already planning it already, do Friday the 13th. I'm watching that on Sci-Fi Channel right now. They're showing the original Friday the 13th and all that, part 1, 2, and 3. But wow, what a great house. Creepy. You really feel like you're stepping into the movie. My favorite thing about this house was the scene where you see Laurie. I actually got to see the setup and the fright happen when Michael Myers tries to go after Laurie sitting on the couch. I literally walk in and I see her sitting on there freaking out, and then I see Michael Myers come walking out with his knife. And I'm like, oh my god, that is freaking cool that I actually got to see that. Because a lot of times when you go through a house, there's sometimes mistiming for you. And I was so happy I got to see that scene. Michael Myers, there's a lot of them in this house. About halfway through the house, I was kind of like, I want to get frightened. I want to get frightened because I enjoyed this house. Even though it wasn't frightening me at all, it was a cool house just to seeing everything happen. One of the trick-or-treaters got me, even though I completely saw him, or her. I saw her come running at me, and she still got me for some reason, I think that was even better, that I saw it coming and they still got me. But wow, my friend, we went through the room where there's a bunch of Michael Myers, and my friend didn't even flinch at it. One of the Michael Myers literally took the knife and stuck it about 3 inches in front of his face, and he just didn't even flinch. I was impressed. I'm like, because I was behind him at that time in that house, and I saw the Michael Myers come running up beside me, and I saw him coming after my friend, and I'm like, when we went out of the house, I'm like, how did you not flinch at that at all? Like, you didn't even see it, and he just puts that knife right in front of his face, and he's like, I don't know, I didn't flinch. He's like, I don't think I really saw it. But that was a great house for me. I suggest you go through this house no longer what the wait time is. If you're a fan of Halloween and Michael Myers, go through it. If you want to go through a solid house, go through it. It doesn't matter. This house was an hour wait when I went. Still go through it. Worth the wait. So I give this house, detail-wise, a 9. Scare-wise, a 9. So, number 1 for me, Alien vs. Predator. Phenomenal house. I liked Alien vs. Predator. I've enjoyed all the movies. There's certain ones I don't really care for. Requiem. But other than that, there's a lot of hints at the other movies at this. And I would almost consider this an original house in certain aspects due to the fact that the plot is a completely original idea. But they're just using IP characters. It's one of those things that I was so excited for this house. I was somewhat let down to the fact that it wasn't a scare actor-wise. It was the fact that I didn't see enough aliens. I saw where 2 of the aliens were, but they weren't. Puppetry wasn't working, or there was no character behind it working the puppetry. I was so let down, but about halfway through the house, that's when I started seeing all the aliens. Great detail in the aliens. I think they look 10 times better than last year's American Werewolf in London. I honestly think if they didn't do American Werewolf in London, they would not have been able to pull off Alien vs. Predator this year. Wow, what a great house in general. Those predators are tall as hell. I was reading an interview where they were talking about the aliens, predators being 6'6", between 6'6" and 6'9". That's ridiculous how they look intimidating. When you see them standing there, you're like, oh shit, that is a predator right there. Like, you're not like, oh, it's a predator. You're like, oh shit, that's a predator. Like, you really see a predator. It's not like a secondhand Halloween costume. It's a real thing. Same with the aliens. Like, it's remarkable how detailed those aliens are. And the Colonial Marines, when they're in this second part of the house, I thought that was pretty cool. Now, a little confusion for me on this. I don't understand if there's 2 exits to this house, because I saw where people were telling me they had to duck through this house. And I'm like, I'm not that tall and I'm not that short. And I didn't have to duck at all. So I don't know if there's 2 exits that you have to take or something, but I didn't have to duck at all. So I don't know the experience of having to duck, so I don't know anything about that. But the final room where you see, or not the final room, but part of the final room is where you see Alien vs. Predator fight. That just topped it off, and I'm like, okay, my favorite house of the night due to that. And one of the Colonial Marines, he didn't scare me, but I totally didn't expect him to do it. But he just stuck his handgun just right in front of my face for like a brief second. He just went, step forward, bang, bang, and stepped right out right before I smacked right into his arm. But I was totally didn't expecting that. But wow, what a phenomenal house. I can see where people would definitely get frightened. I was just, because I'm such a big fan of it, it doesn't scare me. I was just excited for this house in general. But the spine ripping scene, I kind of saw it. It's behind a wall, like a plexiglass window, I think. So you can see it, but you kind of can't sometimes, depending on how everything looks. But wow, what a great house in general. So, like I said, and I almost forgot about 2 things in the Alien vs. Predator house. Wow, how could I not forget about them? One, face huggers. Pretty cool how they would smack against the windows. I like the final room, but I don't know why I forgot about this. And my favorite thing, the chest poppers. You see a victim, there you go, and you see the alien come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so cool. So, wow, that was pretty cool. I did enjoy this house for those features as well. So back to the other part. In the first part of my video, my second favorite year behind Halloween Hornets 2010, due to the fact that that was my favorite year because it's my first year. But if I've gone to other ones, this one is literally up on par with 2010 for me. Create a team. If you guys are creating on 25, bring back themed icons. You know, it's like an anniversary year kind of right now. So do that. I would love to see some original icons and bring back the old ones. So overall year for me, I'm going to give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. I'm going to talk about scare zones in a 3rd video, and then a 4th video on a survival guide. So there's going to be 4 Halloween Horror Nights videos from me coming out in the next week or so. So this coming up week, I'll have the other 2 videos coming out. So leave a comment below on your favorite house of this year and what you thought. And if you've gone through the Alien vs. Predator house and you had to go through the squatting area, tell me what that was like, because I have no idea what it was. So just let me know in the comments below, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.